Hi, this is John Cole, and I'm here for a quick tour of some of the features and functionalities in Ahead's CoPilot, our cloud optimization and governance platform for both AWS and Azure. As you can see, I've already logged in with Okta for single sign-on, and I've got my tiles here that I would start using as part of the CoPilot service. I've got my security and compliance settings, my cost and inventory management, and then also my service portal, which is my ServiceNow instance where I would work tickets that are assigned to me. We go ahead and dive into our cost and inventory management utility here and show you some of the functions that are available there. Very quickly, I've got it set to open up to my best practices tab, and this is a series of alerts and issues that are identified by the platform against syscontrols and other best practices from AWS. We've got multiple different disciplines that I can go ahead and dive into here, and those are ranked by severity or importance of things that I should remediate within my AWS account set. From there, I can go ahead and dive into some additional reports. What I'm really going to focus on for today's tour is a little bit about cost. So the first thing that I'd like to look at is what is my cost and management dashboard. So as you can see, I've got my current month-to-date spend in October of $940, and we're about 10 days into the month. You can compare that against last month's spend, which was just north of $3,000. And then based on the current utilization that we've done with 10 days into the month, we're currently forecasted to end the month just over $3,900. So that's a pretty significant increase month to month. So I probably want to dive into a little bit about what's changed and what I could potentially do to reduce some of the cost in my environment. So if I go back to some of my other reports, and I'm going to look at what are potential cost savings that are available that the tool has identified. You can see that it's identified almost $700 worth of potential monthly savings. That means that we've probably migrated additional workloads onto the utility, which is part of the reason for the increase, but we've also got these optimizations that we can execute to go ahead and dial that back. We've got some idle resources, some unused resources, and then we've got a number of features that are available within reserved instance purchases. If I want to dive into those, I can go ahead and get the short list of candidates that are good candidates for reserved instance utilization. Now, I want to apply some human logic to this and make sure that I'm only buying reserved instances for those use cases that are going to be around for a long time. For example, if I know that this workload is going to go away within the next few months, there's no sense in doing that reserved instance cost optimization. Now, once I've looked at some of the potential cost optimizations, I also want to compare myself to my historical performance. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my historical monthly billing summary, and I'm going to compare where I'm at this month over where I've been over time. So you can see that this gives me utilization since I've turned the utility on back in October of 2015, when we started at about a $280 a month bill. And you can see as we've used the platform more and more, that bill has gone up, and then we've executed some of these optimizations or workload migrations and shrunk it back down. This is like the trash compactor methodology of putting a bunch of stuff on the platform and then taking waste out so that you go ahead and make sure that every dollar you're spending is effectively utilized. This allows you to ensure that your utilization on AWS over time is effective and efficient. So now I've got a good view of what my historical spend was. I want to go back and look at what I'm actually running in my fleet. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to another report and look at my inventory summary of all of the different assets that are currently in use within this account. Now within my inventory summary, I can see everything that's available and what's being utilized across all of the different services. And I can dive into a summary or a detail of each one of these. And within that, I can start identifying what is tagged, what groups are using it, and what is the purpose of those. So again, another way that I can dive in and get some metadata about the different components that are running in my environment. So that was a quick tour of some of the cost optimization and utilization features within the Ahead CoPilot platform for AWS.